You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Turgut. Welcome to a brand new edition of this podcast. Next 15 minutes, we'll talk about what happened in the week 34, and we'll preview week 35 coming up in the Turkish Super League. As we go into the last 4 weekends in the Turkish Super League, the race on top is between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. The gap is 4 points after the week 34. But the fight in the relegation zone and the danger zone is the real thing. Yes, there's one team that we know it's already said goodbye to Turkish Super League. That is Istanbulspor. But who will be the 3 teams that will go down to a lower division end of the season? As we go into the last 4 weekends, it is going to be a very tough going for those teams in the relegation zone. The top, as I said, there's no Trabzonspor and there's no Beşiktaş. The challenge on top for the title is between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. So the point gap is 4 points. Week 34 started on Friday when Galatasaray, the first place team in the Turkish Super League, traveled to Adana to face Adana Demirspor in the week 34. And Adana Demirspor gave them hard time in the first half, but Galatasaray in the second half looked much better. And then they won this match 3-0. And then Icardi scored a goal. And Icardi is the leading goal scorer right now in the Turkish Super League with 21 goals. He surpassed Fenerbahçe's Dzeko. Dzeko has 20 goals. And Sivasspor player Money is with 18 goals. So the race for the leading goal scorer right now looks like Icardi has got one step ahead of Dzeko, who has 21 goals, and Dzeko with 20 goals. On Friday, as I said, it was the only match that played in the week 34, and the gap was 7 points before we go into Saturday match. That's when the derby match that happened on Saturday between Fenerbahce and Beşiktaş. Fenerbahce beat Beşiktaş 2-1, and the gap closed back to 4 points, as I said. There were 2 other matches on Saturday. Kasımpaşa, the team that who has 41 points, trying to get to the 4th and 5th place, beat Samsunspor, who has 39 points, 1-0. Sivasspor at home beat the relegation zone team, Konyaspor, who has 36 points, with the score 1-0. On a Sunday, there were at least 5 matches, and Hatayspor, another team that is in relegation zone, lost at home against Başakşehir. And Pendikspor, another relegation zone team at home, lost to Kayserispor. Alanyaspor at home won against Istanbulspor with a huge score, 6-0. Rizespor at home beat Ankaragücü. Actually, they tied 2-2. I'll take it back. That was the score, 2-2 tied. In Trabzonspor, even though in the first half they were losing 2-0, Gaziantep scored 2 goals. They were winning at the first half, but Trabzonspor came back in the second half, and especially with a hat trick, Onaçu scored 3 goals and beat Gaziantep in Trabzon with a score 4-2. And Trabzonspor pretty much captured the 3rd place there, in very comfortable place in the 3rd place. On Monday, there was only one match. The relegation zone team, Fatih Karagümrük, beat Antalyaspor, surprisingly, 4-1, and that was the end of the weekend 34. In the week 34, there were 35 goals scored. This was another weekend that most goals scored. I remember in recent weeks we had 36 goals scored, but this was another huge scoring weekend with 35 goals. Now, after the weekend, week 34, Galatasaray sits on top of Turkish Super League with 93 points, record-breaking, and this was the 15th straight match winning by Okan Buruk's Galatasaray in their last 15 matches. And Fenerbahçe is 89 points. They are, as I said, 4 points behind the Galatasaray. Trabzonspor is in third place with 58 points, and fourth place team Beşiktaş dropped down to fifth place, and Başakşehir captured the fourth place with 52 points. Beşiktaş with 51 points. They are in the fifth place. The bottom of the barrel is the very important right now as we go into last 4 weekends. As I said, Istanbulspor with 16 points already said goodbye to Turkish Super League. Now, the teams that are in very, very troublesome area. Pendikspor with 30 points. Hatayspor with 33 points. And Gaziantep with 34 points. And Fatih Karagümrük with 36 points. And Konyaspor with 36 points. And also Ankaragücü with 38 points. Samsunspor with 39 points. And 40 points team Kayserispor are still in the danger zone. If Pendik, Hatay, Fatih Karagümrük doesn't win their last 4 matches, and these teams that I just mentioned, they are playing against each other. I'm going to get to that. So the last 4 weekends, it's going to be a very tough going for these teams. So we'll see what happens. And week 35 will start on Friday. And Beşiktaş, the team that hasn't won any match in their last 5 matches. And they have gone through 5 coaches already in this season. And it is unacceptable to see Beşiktaş in this position. I've mentioned this many times in my past podcasts. I said, I don't think Beşiktaş is going to be finishing up in the first 5. The way they're going, plus the Turkish Cup match coming up after the week 35 against Ankaragücü, between the Turkish Cup quarterfinals, semifinals actually. They have a match after week 35. It's going to be in Istanbul against Ankaragücü in May 7th. So if they don't win the Turkish Cup this season, it is going to be very tough for them to go to European competition next season. Beşiktaş, the team is in chaos right now, is doing very bad and struggling in the Turkish Super League. So Beşiktaş at home against Rizespor. Rizespor, another team that is trying to capture at least the 4th place or 5th place with 49 points. Beşiktaş with 51 points. This match is going to be a do or die match for pretty much if Beşiktaş wants to go to European competition next season. Another match on Friday, Ankaragücü, the team who's in relegation zone with 38 points. They will face Alanyaspor in Ankara. And that should be a very important match for Ankaragücü because if they lose this match, they're going to be in trouble. On Saturday, there are 3 matches. Istanbulspor will host Adana Demirspor. That should be no problem for Adana Demirspor. And Samsunspor, the team who was in last place in the beginning of the season. They are in with 39 points, but they're still in the danger zone. They need to win their remaining matches this season. They will host Trabzonspor, the team who is in 3rd place. So this will be a Black Sea region derby. We'll see what happens. Samsunspor needs at least a point or a win. And the last match on Saturday, Kayserispor will be at home against Fatih Karagümrük. Kayseri with 40 points and Fatih Karagümrük with 36 points. Very important match for both of the teams. On Sunday, Başakşehir will host Kasımpaşa. Gaziantep, the team who's in relegation zone with 34 points, will host another relegation zone team. As I said, they're playing each other with 33 points. It is a huge game for both of the teams. And last match on Sunday, Galatasaray, the first place team, Galatasaray, who has 93 points, will host Sivasspor at home. On Monday, there are two matches. Antalyaspor will be at home against another relegation zone team, Pendikspor. And the last match on Monday will be happening in Konya. Konyaspor will host the second place team, Fenerbahçe. So on Sunday, if Galatasaray wins at home, the gap on top will be 7 points until the Monday. So Konyaspor, who is in the relegation zone, it's a do or die match for them. And it's a must win for Fenerbahçe. So if Fenerbahçe loses points or point, it will be a very troubled, we could say, pretty much after week 35. And as you know, these two teams, Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe, will face each other in the week 37. It's going to be very, very tough for Fenerbahçe to claim the title this season. So it's a huge match in Konya for Fenerbahçe. So as I said, the top two teams are challenging the title this season. We have not seen Beşiktaş. This has got to be the worst season for one of the biggest teams from Istanbul, Beşiktaş. Not even in third place. 42 points behind Galatasaray. It's a shameful this season. That's all I have to say. As far as the relegation zone teams, we're looking at right now, at least 6 teams are right now in the danger zone. If Pendik and Hatay Gaziantep don't win their last 4 matches, they probably will say goodbye to Turkish Super Lig. But Konyaspor, Fatih Karagümrük, Ankaragücü, and Samsunspor, they are in danger zone. They need to win their last 4 matches, especially after this weekend. One other thing, after week 35, this weekend, the matches played from 36 to 38, last 3 weekends in the Turkish Super League will be played on same day and same time. All the matches starting after week 35, week 36, 37, week 38, 3 weekends matches will be played at the same day and same time. All the matches will start same time. So we're going into a crucial weekends after week 35. Week 35 is very important for the top teams and also the danger zone teams and relegation zone teams. As far as the third place, I told you, Trabzonspor is pretty much comfortable right now, and they have a very important match coming up this weekend in the Black Sea Derby match in Samsun. If Samsun wins this match, maybe teams like Başakşehir and maybe Beşiktaş, maybe Rizespor could challenge them. So it is also, I know my time is coming up. I want to congratulate Eyüpspor and Göztepe. The team is from Izmir. They will play in the Turkish Super League next season. So as we go into the last 4 weekends, the weekends will be tougher for all the teams, pretty much the top teams and the danger zone teams and relegation zone teams. So this is, I know my time is up. Listen to my podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, visit me on Twitter, which is X at Turkish Soccer. Also on Turkish Football in the Facebook page. Also on Instagram. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. See you next time. Bye-bye.